The Gene Pitney story continues on Rewind. And on the line with me right now is Chubby Checker.
Is this New England?
Well, it's New England and around the world too, Chub.
How are you? How are you?
Hey, buddy, first I want to find out how Chubby Checker Snacks are doing.
Chubby Checker Snacks are doing good. As I'm speaking to you right now, I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm driving the big Checkalicious Express inside of a big, huge building. Amazing how all this is starting to turn out, starting to go well.
You know, our Rewind listeners love the popcorn and jerky you sent us, and if you'd like to send some more, we'll gladly share it with them again.
I think I'm going to do that. Send you some more good stuff. I'm very sorry about Gene.
Did you ever work with him?
No, I didn't, but I think I met him once or twice. And I knew people that knew Gene, and he was a very nice man, and I loved his music, I loved his songs, and I don't really miss Gene. But, you know, we all can't stay in the hotel forever. It doesn't work, you know?
No, it doesn't.
You know, the reservations run out and you can't stay. It's just the way things are.
You know, Chubby, I've known you for a while now, and I know you do an impression of him.
I just love that song that he sings, Looking Through the Eyes of Love.
Would that be your favorite Gene Pitney song?
I think so.
Why?
It always reminds me of myself struggling through the world.
Hey, Chubby, I know you can sing the twist, but how about that Gene Pitney impression? Come on, it's only you and I and a few million friends listening.
In the eyes of the world, I'ma do nothing good. I can't stand, I'm so nervous. In the eyes of the world, I'ma do nothing, kind of a guy who just lived and died. In the eyes of the world, I'm a loser just wasting my time. I can't make a dime. I just love that. That song, it does it to me. You know, like on all songs, we only remember a couple lyrics, and that's the end of it, you know. But very, very, very nice and interesting, you know. And my heart goes out to his family and all of his fans, and we always have his music here to remember him by. And all I know, any radio station who plays Gene Pitney, everyone recognizes him immediately, and kids that don't even know him can identify with the nice sound of his voice. So we'll miss Gene Pitney a lot. And like I say, also his family and his children and all that he left behind. At least you can always reach out somewhere in the world and find him somewhere. So that's the positive part about it. But we all know that all of our day is coming, so all our hearts go out to Gene, and God bless him and his family.
Well, I guess that teaches us all to make the most out of every day we have.
Every day.
Well, buddy, I'll see you and the lovely wife for dinner in just a few weeks.
Thank you. We'll be there. Thank you so much. God bless.
In the eyes of the world, I'm a loser just wasting my time. I can't make a dime. In the eyes of the world, being born was my first big mistake. I can't get a break. But in the eyes of my woman, I stand like a hero, a giant, a man who's as tall as can be. Any fool can see that she's looking through the eyes of love, looking through the eyes of love, looking through the eyes of love when she looks at me. In the eyes of the crowd, I'm a do-nothing kind of a guy who just live and die. In the eyes of the crowd, I'm another Joe on the street. Can't get on my feet. But in the eyes of my woman, they're wrong. I'm a king and a lover, as strong and as brave as can be. Any fool can see that she's looking through the eyes of love, looking through the eyes of love,
Although Gene continued on the charts, he would have only 2 more top 30 hits throughout the decade. However, he would continue to tour Great Britain on packages featuring such performers as The Kinks, The Troggs, Peter and Gordon, and Joe Cocker. Joining me again is Gary Rue, Gene's musical director. So, Gary, how are you coping with all this?
Well, you know what? People ask me how I'm doing, and I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm, of course, obviously very sad about Gene passing. I look back at what he had and the time I had with him. I had 20 years with him. I had a great run, and he had a great run, and this is tough. But I'm trying to look ahead a little bit here. But I just talking to all the people that I haven't seen for so many years, it's just like a show, except it's a drag.
It's backstage.
Yeah, it's backstage.
And we're lonely.
Yeah, we are. I don't know. It's just my hardest time was probably Wednesday when I got the news, and the next 3 days. That was pretty tough. And then beyond that, it was a great relief for me to see Lynn and the boys. And they're not boys anymore. They're men. That was like breaking the ice for me. That was good. That felt good. And seeing Gene's manager and road manager and fan club guy Dave here, I don't know. It feels very full to me. It doesn't feel like I'm down in some kind of pit. I feel very full. I think Gene had a wonderful life. And, people can say this all they want to about him being a lucky man, died in his sleep. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. He went away on top. He was right on top. I'm going to miss him like crazy.
1,000 hands applaud tonight. I sing my songs, my star shines bright. I stop and smile, I take my bow. I leave the stage and then somehow backstage I'm lonely, backstage I cry. You've gone away and each night I seem to die a little. Out on that stage I play the star. I'm famous now, I've come so far. A famous fool, I let love go. I didn't know I'd miss you so. Backstage I'm lonely, backstage I cry. Hating myself since I let you say goodbye. Every night a different girl, every night a different club, and yet I'm lonely all the time. When I sign my autograph, when I hold an interview, can't get you out of my mind. Come back, my love, come back to me. I need you now, so desperately. What good is fame? It's just a game. I'd give it all to be the same. Backstage I wait now, hoping I'll see your smiling face waiting there backstage for me. Your smiling face waiting backstage for me. Backstage.
The year 1967 was a big one for Gene, who married his longtime girlfriend and high school sweetheart, Lynn. After nearly a 10-year courtship, their relationship weathered many years he spent on the road touring throughout his early rock and roll career. In fact, the album cut Tower Tall likely tells the story of his love for Lynn.
I gave my love a diamond, whisper small. I made my love a promise, tower tall. I said one day, just wait, I'll buy the world for you. One day you'll see my promise will come true. She looked Look down at the diamond, whisper small, and said it sparkles brighter than them all. She said, I'll need no more as long as I may live. You gave me love, what greater gift can anyone give? What greater gift can anyone give? And so I made a promise in reply, a vow that I will honor till I die. Though what I buy for you may be but whisper small, my love will be forever. Tower,
Concerts at Sea presents the 14th Annual Caribbean Cruise 2007, starring Paul Revere and the Raiders, the Original Comets,
1, 2, 3
the
o'clock.
Grassroots, and the Buckinghams. January 21st through the 28th, 2007, on the beautiful Costa Mediterranea. You'll visit the ports of Key West, Grand Cayman, Roatan, and Cozumel. Paul Revere and the Raiders, the Original Comets, the Grassroots, and the Buckinghams. If you book now, you'll save up to $100 per person. Call 866-365-3437 for more info. Also on board, Mike Harvey's Super Gold Sock Hop and Jimmy J's Rewind Game Show Mania, plus more. Be sure to contact your local travel agent for more information or call Concerts at Sea at 866-365-3437. Book now and save up to $100 per person. Visit us online at concertsatsea.com. We're with you all the way.